Recording in progress.
There she is.
She sounds a little off tonight.
Yeah, I feel like she's picking up more of the Californian accent than the old accent she used to have.
Yeah, and that worries me.
Who's she talking to?
Well, let's see. That and do I like California girls? You know, I mean, Katy Perry had a song, you know.
Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
So we know Katy Perry sings about California girls.
Mm-hmm.
We know every other song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers is about California.
Yeah.
But was the Beach Boys wrong about singing about California girls?
See, they said they wish they all could be like California girls.
Because California were the best ones.
But maybe it's because California girls are always in bikinis.
Yes. Daisy
and maybe
Dukes
he was
also.
like, I don't care what you look like, just get naked.
Well,
but not in those words.
No, but you know, I feel like the Beach Boys were like, yeah, I've been over like all over the country. You know, girls in Nebraska are nice and all that shit, but you know what? They don't compare to California girls.
While you're doing this, I'm humming the parts that you're talking about, but I know you know. Yeah, I know you know it, but it just makes me laugh because you're paraphrasing the lyrics. So
yeah,
it's like it's like, you know, the East Coast girls are hip. You know, they really keep the. You just.
Intellectual.
You like, you know, like all the words though. That's hella funny.
Given like an intellectual analysis of the Beach Boys.
I mean, look, I'd party with Manson. You know, hey,
I'll party with Brian Wilson. I wish I can drop some acid with him.
Fuck, Brian Wilson would be a trip, dude. That fool was so such a musical like pioneer and genius, and engineer wise for like recording.
Yeah.
That he was such a weirdo. Like I don't know if I'd want to meet him. I think we'd be a little disappointed.
Well, from all the documentaries I've seen about Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys, they all said like he was a great, amazing like songwriter, producer, all that stuff. Which was amazing. Which artists thought it was like a trip because there's this guy singing about poppy California surfing songs. But like remove that aspect and he writes like really great fucking songs.
Yeah.
Some will even say like they can go up to like they can go toe to toe with any McCartney Lennon song.
I mean, we talked about this before. They were doing that little back and forth inspiring each other thing with what it was Revolver, right? No, it was Rubber Soul.
No, Revolver.
Rubber Soul, I think, and Pet Sounds.
Definitely like Sgt. Pepper.
No, I think it was Rubber Soul.
Okay,
right.
I can see that like really because that's where like the Beatles like Revolver and Rubber Souls like when they started like experimenting with different sounds, with like different beat progressions, different drum progressions, and stuff like that. So I can definitely see that where they're kind of like pushing each other to really, really try new things and really push like the boundaries of pop music, if you will.
Yes, it was Rubber Soul. So Pet Sounds was inspired by the Beatles album, not vice versa. But
I can see that.
Which is weird because I always remember there being a weird back and forth. Like here, we've got this. But I guess that's not the case. So I guess in my fictional mind, it was way more entertaining. But just to give you an idea, the Rubber Soul album has Norwegian Wood on it, which anyone who knows guitar likes that, understands that song. In My Life.
Amazing song. And it has like that weird piano kind of
like a
like
filter.
1700s type of shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a harpsichord.
There you go. And that's such a fucking amazing song also. In My Life.
That's a really good one. Also Michelle.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Beatles fan, but this is a really, really like influential album. I don't know a lot of the songs on it, but
you know
that doesn't mean it doesn't kick ass.
For me, the song that always tripped me out a little bit more was on Revolver, You have great songs on that one. You have Taxman, Eleanor Rigby.
I think that's a better
Um,
record to me. For me,
which one?
I personally think Revolver is musically a better record than
This
Rubber
is
Soul.
very
Because Eleanor
great.
Rigby is a trippy ass song.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. Good Day Sunshine. I personally love that
That's a
song.
good
And
song.
Your Bird Can Sing is such a great like poppy rock song.
Yeah.
Um, but they finished that album with a song called Tomorrow Never Knows.
Mm.
And then pretty much I want to say it's John Lennon talking about dropping acid because he's talking about relax and float up screen. But like the beat to it, like the drums that Ringo did, like this can easily be like any drum and bass kind of beat or
Mm.
like any like hip hop, or it can easily be sampled for like any hip hop beat or like
Yeah.
breakdancing beat. And it's just like this is shit that's from the 60s, and here that same beat can easily be used like, you know, 20 years, 30 years, even now. And it's such like I don't know. I think some of those like albums are always getting like are the ones that always seem to be forgotten or like underappreciated. Or maybe we're just not that big of a Beatles fans.
I think it's part of the last part. We're not the biggest fans, but I do think they're overlooked as far as like you just said, Sergeant Pepper's probably one of the most popular
Mm-hmm.
ones next to the White Album.
Yeah. And then
Um,
like
and this isn't shitting on Sergeant Pepper's, but like you just said, it's definitely more of like the A side of what was going on during then. Like, I don't know, like it's always fun to like you just said, like name a couple tracks that aren't
mhm.
like on the greatest hits that are amazing songs.
Yeah,
But
like deep
that's
cuts.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's why it's good to check out a whole album
Yeah.
because when you go on Spotify or like YouTube, like it's mostly all singles and or you're just like picking and choosing. Like
And
you're not looking at timestamps, you're just listening to the record. It's like the best way
well,
to interpret music, you know?
yeah, and I think okay, well, with like musicians like the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and rest in peace to the drummer of the Beatles who passed away last week. Also, I'm sorry, the drummer of the Rolling Stones who passed away last week, Mr. Charlie
Charlie
Watts.
Watts, there we go, is
Yeah, good.
Watts.
Yeah, good man, good guy. But I think with those bands that had like back to back number ones in a time period where all you can afford to record was, instead of recording full length albums, you could only record singles or two singles. I think you had to be like in top of your game. So this is
Mhm.
why like whenever they make like best hits or number ones, they have to go with like the singles because there's just so many good songs in the collection. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I also at the time like you put those albums on, like we just gave those two examples, Revolver and Rubber Soul, like, it cost a lot to make an album back in the day. And it costs a lot to like get an album, to buy an album. So I think like musicians, not to shit on musicians today, but I feel like musicians just cared more about their craft back in the day, to deliver a full length amazing album rather than delivering like two or three good songs and then just a bunch of fillers, in my opinion. And of course, not every musician's like that now, but I feel like the more popular pop ones, yes, they are.
Yeah, I think that's true on a rehearsing standpoint for sure too. Like now you can copy and paste parts in the songs and just like overdub everything. But like
Yeah.
I think part of it's subjective too. Like I think like we're comparing like normal average shit to like some of the best regarded albums of all time musically.
That's
So
true.
yeah, there's definitely gonna be like stuff that's not as good. But I think I've noticed that with a lot of bands. Like you're right though. There's like you'll get like 4 or 5 songs maybe that speak to you. But what I've
Yeah.
noticed about my personal bias is there's no reason to overlook songs, but for some reason we all do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always fun when you go back and you're like, I've never heard this song on this album before, but I know it exists.
Yeah.
Let's finally check it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you find songs that you like better,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like that's what I miss. I mean, even though I love like digital music and having everything we have because we're such
Hmm.
music nerds, it's like being in like music heaven. But the only thing I miss though sometimes is just having the um like uninterrupted CD listening when you just all you had was a CD. So you didn't even have
Yeah.
like the album cover. I mean, yeah, sure you bought the CD or you got it burned, but it's not like you carry around the fucking jewel case and shit. So,
No.
you got the CD and it's the soundtrack to your shit, your day, whatever you're doing. And that's all it is. It was. Now there's like music videos and I kind of miss the simplicity of that. I feel like it allowed you to be a little more immersed into the music.
Coop, let me ask you this, and of course to our listeners, I open this question to y'all. Is it, from my personal experience, back when I wouldn't have to carry on like the case of CDs, like I will pick like the top 10 CDs I'm going to listen to this week.
Ooh, yeah.
Um, for me, I felt like it was easier to remember song titles and song orders in
Mhm.
that way.
Mhm.
100%. Nowadays, like for lack of a better example, one of my favorite bands, Thrice, they released an album. I know every single song in it, but I cannot tell you which order they are, and I cannot tell you what's the name titles of these songs because I'm just so used to just turn it in and not like physically like admiring the cover. I'm not
Yeah.
admiring the cover. I'm not admiring like the CD art. I'm not reading the lyrics. I'm not reading the thank yous and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the
So
liner notes.
yeah, yeah. So I feel like yeah, it's amazing to have access to all this music and that some of these bands are still putting out music. But I feel like in my way, maybe I'm just being lazy and not really doing the extra like work. But I'm not like taking my time to like memorize what song is being played or like what track or what order the track is or like what number is this track going to be in this album.
The only way I think the only reason I'm still like that is because of how I was brought up, because of CDs and like you said, track order.
Mm-hmm.
So because we didn't even have the MP3 CD, I mean that was still like that was
Yeah.
like high school, and it was a faddish thing, and iPods were already out. But
Yeah.
I mean that was the earliest thing I could think of that kind of was like, oh, here's a digital title.
Mm-hmm.
If your CD even supported it. So yeah, so no, like yeah, I lost my train of thought because I was stuttering around like a moron. Um, I felt like I was running around in circles and I did nothing. Um, that was fun. You're like, I'm sweating, but I have nothing to be happy
To
about.
show for yeah.
Yeah. uh, yeah, no, we were talking about
Get back to it.
come
Get back
on.
to it. We were talking about
Music. Oh yeah. Because of CD like track numbers and all that, that's how I was able to be like, oh yeah. Like for instance, I'm gonna throw a random one out for you. Track 8 on Iowa is Left Behind.
is it okay?
Uh-huh.
That's true.
And I'm pretty
What's
sure
number?
3 is My Plague.
Yeah, because I know track number one. I think it's like 515 or something, which is like the intro, and then it goes to people equal shit.
Do you want to hear something interesting about 515?
Yeah.
Sid Wilson, because he's the DJ.
Mm-hmm.
I read today, so I didn't know about this, but apparently his dad died, couldn't go to the funeral, whatever, some reason I forgot. He recorded that
Oh, he's
515. It was him in the studio like venting about his dad being dead,
him
and
just
just
screaming like "fuck,
and he was
fuck,"
just going crazy on the thing and all that. So they kept
Mm-hmm.
it.
Wow,
They
that's
said it's the most
interesting.
organic part of the album. I did
Yeah,
not even know that. I'm like, that is crazy.
you know
That's
what's crazy,
interesting.
and I guess we can talk about Iowa because this week or this past week they just celebrated 20 years
Yep.
of Iowa,
20
which is
years.
unbelievable. 20 years, dude. And I remember it's 20 years, because I was a senior in high school when it came out, and at the time I had prescription subscription. There you go, to Rolling Stones. So I remember they were in the cover of Rolling Stones, and it was just like the fucking creepiest cover. It's all 9 of them with like the more evil face and whatever.
Yeah.
And I read the interview about like the process of recording and how like Ross Robinson was like so hard on them because they just wanted to like put out like the best record they can or whatever. And then I remember like the 9/11 happened.
Mm-hmm.
We were coming up on 9/11 in what, 12 days. And I remember after that, like it all changed. So I think I still have it saved somewhere in my collection. But I remember I kept the Slipknot magazine, and then I kept the 9/11 one because I just wanted to like see how what the world was talking about prior to this event that changed our way of life. But yeah, I remember seeing how like they always go back and say Iowa, even though they're proud about it, they also hate that album so much because of all the memories that comes with it. I think each member, maybe except for like one or two, were going through some sort of substance abuse around that time.
Or some kind of hardship. Yeah, like loss.
Yeah, they were all going wild. You had fucking Clown like taking pieces of like pig's heads and throwing into people. Like they're just really going through like crazy shit. And I remember like reading how Corey, to really feel any pain or really like project anger or something, he would cut himself in the recording booth just to like express that pain or something.
So he did that once, and it was for Iowa because
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to, but it had nothing to do with drugs or depression. It literally was more showmanship because
I think it was him just trying to get that feeling of pain or that feeling of
to give a good example to people who are like, I don't understand. It's like, okay, well, pro wrestling is a great example. Guys will inflict flesh wounds on themselves to make it look like they're bloodied or bludgeoned from whatever they're fighting with to sell the fight. Well, he wanted to put out a real, authentic, emotional, angry part in the song, and I guess he saw it fit to do that by putting himself in that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily do that, but I look at that how anyone would look at like method acting.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. People probably will think, oh, that's so crazy. Okay, well, here's a good crazy one. Leonardo DiCaprio smashed a glass during Django because, but he kept acting while his hand was bleeding, and they kept that for the movie. That was all real. But that's method acting. Like, you're a psychopath for your craft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, do I necessarily say I would do it? No, but I defend it just because it's in the sake of art. It's not in the sake of like pain or.
Yeah, and with that being said, I think that was a good thing you just brought up. It is a good thing to distinguish art, which we're talking about the Leonardo DiCaprio example and Corey Taylor example. That's art. But if you're self-inflicting pain for any other reasons, like you should. We highly recommend you to seek out some help and
Well, no matter what your reason is, like, it has to be in a managed level, like, or something that's like, oh, I'm doing this for this part. Yeah. Like, it can't be common or a reoccurring thing. Like, that's obviously an issue.
Yeah, then I was
not going to be like, go and see they're like, no, it's for the craft. Yeah, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm making art. Damn it, I'm making art.
They said it's okay.
No, we're not saying that.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's such a freaking great album, dude, of that Iowa. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that album up because Left Behind, I feel, is such a freaking underrated single.
Yeah,
so fucking heavy. People Equal Shit, so fucking amazing.
Gently,
New Abortion.
In
the You Can't Take My Soul Away from Me.
Fuck Can't you. Take my soul away from me.
Fuck you. It's just God.
Oh, they said in the Loudwire article I was reading, 38 times they say the word fuck on that album.
Really?
It's pretty impressive.
Doesn't I remember there's this line that says, I want to
Yeah,
slip
that
my
is
wrist and fuck
fuck
the
the
wound or
wound. I
something.
want to
Yeah.
reach inside and yeah.
Yeah.
I literally sent that text to Michael like 3 weeks ago. It was a DM message. I said I want to slit your throat and fuck the wound,
Yeah.
and then he replied back with the next line of the song, and then I showed Steph and I'm all, this is something you will never understand, but I want you
No.
to read it and just be scared and creeped out. And she's like, I'm
'Cause we
guessing
get
it's a song.
it.
And I'm like,
That is
yeah, you're
that
right.
is correct.
Because I really don't want to record and fuck my
That
fuck my
is
neck hole.
correct.
Anyway, the
Um
things we do for love.
yeah. That's what the King Slayer did right before he pushed Brandon Stark out the window. Very first episode of Game of Thrones.
You know, the kid saw something he shouldn't have saw.
You
And even back then, dude, you see your uncle banging your
aunt,
your aunt, and by blood, you keep your fucking mouth shut, dude, because those relatives, they're gonna keep doing it.
obviously
I mean, they're well in their 30s, late 40s, early 40s. They will cover up and kill probably their own kids, especially since they're inbred children. I mean, they definitely mean less to them, probably.
They obviously don't care. I mean, look what they were doing.
No, you know how like back in the day, like in the medieval times, all the deformed people were like, sorry for my PC language, all the people with deformities, like that's any better.
You said you were sorry.
They made them like oracles and like visionaries, and I'm like, it'd just be a hella funny joke if like, what's up? How come the fucking your family's got all the fucking visionaries and shit? Like, what are you guys doing? What's your secret?
What is the DNA here? Can we sample his DNA?
Oh, the boy knows or knew.
You got the things you do for love.
The things we do for love. And on that note, you know what I love? I love Chinese food. I love all kinds of food, but we're talking a little about a specific Chinese spot because we're talking about PC verbiage towards our Asian Americans or Asian culture.
The AAPI community.
Yep, but what about the AIA? I got nothing. All right, so one of my old school spots, hole in the wall spot, is on Alum Rock and Capitol, called Orient Express, which by the way, they weren't troubled by the name. I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna keep saying it until they change the restaurant name.
Yeah.
No, but it's good, and I've been there in over 15 years, but it's so good I haven't been over there in 15 years.
And just some insight for the listeners. We're saying this because A and B, I think Coop, when we first started hanging out, like that was our goal. Like I remember me, you, the other Ryan, and like other people in our crew, we would like look for the best Chinese fast food place like in East San Jose.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a thing. Like we maybe did that for like a week or two.
There's so many random places. I mean, okay, a lot of people like the Golden Buddhas. I remember them being okay.
Yeah, I remember them being okay.
And then you got like, what's the one on Capitol and Capitol and McKee? Was that Rose Garden?
Yeah,
there's the Rose Garden. That one's pretty good.
And then there's there's Chef P's right there on Alum Rock and Jackson.
Oh,
that's another small hole in the wall, right behind where the old Carl's Jr. used to be. Then there's up in Willow Glen, near Evergreen Valley College, where like the Round Table is, and there's like a Lucky's out there across the street from the Evergreen Pub. There's this place called like the Evergreen Panda Chinese food or something. And it's pretty decent also. And then there's the Mr. Chow's, which was like all over the place in fucking the Bay Area.
I mean, everyone ate at Mr. Chow's back in the day.
Until freaking Panda Express came and fucked that place up.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? I'm one of the anomalies that didn't get on the Panda Express hype.
It's not bad, but I feel like it's too simple. Like I get Chow Mein, I'm like, dude, is this like, I don't see the hype.
You know what I think it is? I feel like it's the Chipotle of Chinese food.
Yeah. You know what it is?
Very popular, but not authentic.
It's not bad,
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, it's
That's
like
the
a
thing.
yeah. I agree with that.
And I think um is and we kind of get disappointed because we remember going to like these like mom and pop places and they will
Yeah,
like pack the fucking plate.
dude.
Like you couldn't even like that shit weigh like at
Yeah,
least 5-6
and
pounds,
they
dude.
they don't weigh it. That's
Yeah, they
$4
don't.
for that combo. That's
Yeah,
it.
and it was like ridiculously packed and with so many different good selections. Was it probably unhealthy? Yeah, but who gives a shit? We're 18,
I mean,
19.
is Panda any healthier? Probably not.
Allegedly. I go right now, and I said this several times, and I'll still stay firm. I go to this, I drive all the way to Mountain View. I'm sorry, to Sunnyvale
Yeah.
for a Chinese food place on the Camino Real, and I think it's like Matilda.
Uh-huh.
It's called Wukon number 2. And
Oh, Walk On.
Walk On, yeah. Number 2.
Wasn't that the one that we were talking about on the podcast?
That it got on fire a couple.
I think a
I
while ago.
think I definitely have talked about it.
Not like you're repeating it, but I think this is the one you
Yeah.
and Daryl were talking about or something.
Oh, absolutely. We talk about I recommend that spot many times. And I go back and like it's $10 and they fucking fill you up with like a first thing I love that they have chow mein, but they give you the option of chicken chow mein or veggie chow mein, or you can get yourself barbecue pork fried rice or chicken fried rice. That's like your options just to start. So I'm already a fan.
Yeah.
Like no other places putting like meats or protein in their chow mein or or fried rice.
Yeah. I mean, I love the combo fried rice.
Oh yeah,
I mean, because you get everything,
yeah. I get a little bit. Yeah.
and that's the best.
Now another hidden gem here in the east side, and we'll move along after this one because we don't want. Yes, we're fat kids, you know, and this is fine. This is what we talk about in our free time. Food, it's our comfort food.
Every time, all the time.
There's this place right across the street from the Home Depot, aka Mervin's, over here in the East San Jose.
On Story,
rest
right?
in peace, Irvin. Yeah, on Story. It's called Boda, Boda. For my opinion, the best Chinese food place in San Jose right now. I used to give it to this place called Bowtown in downtown San Jose, like right behind the Ritz, but that place closed down like maybe 2 years ago. And all their workers and their chefs, they went over to Boda. So now it's like the same, I wouldn't say same recipe, but similar, but like the same people who I've been seeing for like the past 10, 15 years of my life. Like I see them over here now. So it's pretty, you know, it feels like comfort. It's like the comfort safety thing.
Familiarity.
So if you ever in San Jose,
Boda. Bofa.
And maybe Orient Express.
Maybe.
Oriental Express.
I know that's true. Well, maybe is the good point because, like I said, it's so good. I haven't been there in 15 years. That should be their slogan.
Maybe it's good.
No, it's so good. I haven't been there in 15 years.
And here's the thing, though, and I hate this because I was just talking about this a couple of days ago with my class and how people like are fond of history because they remember it a certain way, you know, with nostalgia and stuff. But like, I don't want to go back to these places that I used to love when I was like younger, that haven't been in forever because I feel like they're gonna disappoint me, and I don't want to lose that magic.
Yeah, but you know what though? We're here's something to give you some food for thought. You know, like Disneyland and all this shit loses its magic as you get older, right? And you're
Sure.
like, oh, this sucks. Even if you love it still, it's just not the same as it was when you were 6.
Right.
But it's weird how certain things that can change your outlook can completely change how you feel. Like, I never had any bad taste for Disney. I just was kind of like, yeah, I have fun, but I don't love it as much as some of my friends do.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we had kids, it became this new thing again.
Yeah.
Where now I could, because I am experiencing it with my young kids who've never experienced it. Well, one, I immerse myself when I listen to music or watch movies. I get in. I love to just be in it.
Right.
So it's like the same, like with being with my kids at like Disneyland. It's like it's so fun to watch them enjoy themselves.
Yeah, and I think that's what gives you more of enjoying the situation. It's not necessarily that you're having fun. You're more happy or proud of yourself for being able to deliver this joy to your kids. And I think that's what you get out of it now.
Yeah, for sure. But that's the point I'm making is my outlook changed
Yeah,
how I
change it.
felt.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and like it sounds corny, but it's true. Like nothing changed about Disneyland. And
No, it's
nothing
still the
changed
same.
really about how I feel about Disneyland. But like one little thing affected totally how I
Give you a new
felt for
perspective.
that. Yeah, exactly. So I think you can ruin something, sure. But I also feel like you're smart enough to learn that something's fake, but to still go back and be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
understand what you mean about. But here's the thing: you already know there's a man behind the curtain, so in a way, the magic's kind of already lost. We're never
And
really gonna get that ignorance back, and that
and
and
I
that
think
sucks. But
for you, Coop, you're like re you're relearning the magic through your kids' eyes,
mm-hmm.
basically. And that's why you seem like, because you know it's fake. We know it's fake, but we like to make believe that it's all
Yeah,
real. That that's actual fucking Mickey Mouse
well,
that
because
we
that's how
seen.
you enjoy something. Like you have to
Yeah,
really like get in. Like it's like when people go and watch movies. Like I get the people that work in on movie sets that want to be like, oh, I noticed that and it's fake. Yeah, but you're not gonna want to sit to a movie or watch a movie with someone like that.
yeah.
Because it's just like I know it's fake, dude. We're paying to watch this, but
It's
it's like
entertainment,
you want to
bro.
like it's supposed to be an escape, right?
Yeah,
Like we're doing this because we don't want to beat our kids in the woods. So
like
let's enjoy this part.
wrestling. We knew fucking wrestling was fake.
Yeah,
We knew 100% it
it'd be
was
funny
fake.
if I just pretended like you blew my mind right now.
You son of a
What
bitch.
the fuck did you just say?
What the fuck you're talking about? We knew it was scripted. Now, do I still go back and enjoy it? Absolutely. And now I'm loving this thing I'm seeing like on YouTube where they show like clips from like famous fights, and you have like the fighters, you have the wrestlers like making comments. There's like one where it's The Rock versus Triple H, and The Rock is talking about how like it was supposed to be a 45-minute match.
Uh-huh.
Within 3 minutes, he tore like something on his leg,
Yeah. Fuck.
and and like and they're showing like the clips where like and they're talking and they're like playing out that they're exhausted, and like Triple H is like, "What happened, dude?" And Rock is like, "I think I fucked up my knee." And you see the ref going is like, "Hey, you want to end this right now? We can end this right now." And the Rock is like, "No, fuck it, we'll do the 45." He's like, "But just tell me when we hit the 45 mark so we can like end this shit." And they're
Jesus.
going out, and you can see how like for me as a child seeing this, I was like, "Fuck!" They look at them; they hate each other. He's fucking them up. But
Yeah.
now I'm seeing this,
It's
and
like
it's just
helping him.
like they were like carefully cooperating and carefully like protecting each other to still deliver the best show possible, to
Mm-hmm.
still deliver those 45 minutes of entertaining, but at the same time respecting not to hurt the other person more that they're already hurt. So for me, that's like I'm seeing that now. I'm like, fuck, that's fucking dope. Like that's hella cool.
Hell yeah. Well,
The
exactly, because
professionalism.
it's it's um it's a show, man. Like I've always valued production. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
I love recording. I love broadcast. I've always loved radio. That's why I love doing this.
Yeah.
Like it's the beginning of what we're doing. It's gonna change. It's gonna evolve. It's gonna do all kinds of stuff. But like I like it because it's just a nice way to connect with people that are
Yeah.
listening and the people you're talking to in real time.
Yeah.
And I think it's good for us to practice communication
Absolutely.
because I mean, especially with you teaching and and talking like a lot all day long. Even though this is more talking, I feel like it's beneficial because it's like kind of like a different level or plane of talking, and then it also
Yeah.
it sharpens your wit a little.
I mean, yeah, I spend a good 8+ hours talking about ethnic studies. And trying to keep the subject matter as engaging to my students as possible, which is a challenge.
Right.
Always a freaking challenge. So it's like I'm repeating the same thing each hour. I'm delivering the same lesson each hour. Where, that's all I've been doing. I get home and I just kind of, just chill, save the voice. But again, right now we're having a conversation. But it's a completely different conversation. It's not work related. This is kind of like my de-stressor. This is my art, and as like you said, we're both people who are heavily influenced by music. We just spend a good part of the show talking about the Beatles and Slipknot yet again. I feel like that's an ongoing topic or icebreaker for us. And drummers apparently passing away also. That seems to be a recurring thing
we
now.
need more dead drummers.
Yeah, keep us talking. Lars, we're looking at you. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing, Lars.
Oh shit.
What's up, dude?
Dude, don't attack the third best drummer in Metallica currently.
What's up, dude? I heard you talking shit, dude.
Do you know who does a really good Brewer? Or fuck.
Brewer?
Yeah, Brewer does a really good Lars. So funny.
There's your fucking book schedule. Oh, dude, he does. I love Jim Brewer.
Yeah,
dude.
I can find, I think it's a 5-minute video, because I know you're probably not going to want to watch. But there's a 5-minute video of him explaining, because he went on tour with them.
Right, he was like the opening act.
So yeah, he explained how that job offer came. Mm-hmm. So James flew him out to like Europe or some crazy shit. And then they asked him. But it was funny because whenever he brings up Lars talking to him, he's like, so what we want you to do. Like I can't do it right. But but like the way Brewer does it is just like if you close your eyes, you could see Lars.
Like with his mannerisms.
Yeah, and it's hella funny. Like the way he's so fucking funny. Jim Brewer's awesome.
He's one of my favorite musicians, my favorite comedians. I try to catch him every now and then when he comes to San Jose.
I want to. Next time, I'm going to try.
I seen him a handful of times, and that dude's just fucking, so fucking funny, dude.
Does not really smoke weed. I don't think he smokes weed at all.
I think he's saying, like, he stopped a long time ago, and that's just his natural eyes.
Like, I don't even think he was smoking weed during Half Baked.
No, he said the only time, because I saw this when I saw him on stand-up, he said during Half Baked, he didn't smoke weed, not once, because he was professional.
Yeah.
Once, last scene, it was a wrap, whatever. He went to his trailer, and Dave gifted him a joint. So he's like, all right, well, fuck, I'm done. I'm going to go home, whatever. He smokes up a joint. He's fucking blasted. He says he's listening to Metallica. And then the production team comes and they go, hey, the guy who plays Samson, like, he got mad. He doesn't want to be a part of this movie at all anymore. And he just wants to do all his scenes right now and doesn't want to, and never fucking wants to talk to Dave Chappelle. So he had to go and do a scene all over again. And he was actually blown. He says this is the only time he's blown on the whole movie. You know what scene it was?
Which one?
Where he goes, sucks to be you, man.
He was hella high when he said that.
That's when he was hella high. He said that was the only line because that was in the whole movie. That was the only part in the movie where him and Samson were together in the same scene. So his whole role was him to go over the guy who plays Samson, says, sucks to be you, man.
Wait, am I wrong? Or wasn't Samson played by Dave Chappelle?
No, that was a rapper who went, I want to talk to Samson.
But wasn't that Chappelle?
No, Samson.
I thought it was
Chappelle
guy playing a rapper.
No. So yeah, it was Chappelle playing a rapper, but Samson was like another
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Guy. He was the drug. He was the leader. Yeah, you're right. I'm mixing up the drug guy with the rapper guy. You're right.
Yeah, no. So, he says that took him like an hour to do that scene because he was just so fucking blown. He kept on not delivering the line correctly and shit.
Oh, you know what scene I would have argued was him stoned was when he's climbing the ladder and giggling.
Oh yeah,
he's all climbing it up.
Yeah,
that shit's hella funny.
It is a hella funny. That's a
That
great movie.
is also a movie, just like you said about Dumb and Dumber. You go back and some of the dialogue is just so fucking funny.
Yeah, it's just so freaking ridiculous and funny.
Like he's explaining shit. He's all, I didn't go to weed college. Just give me some weed.
Yeah.
He's explaining all the.
Or like, did you ever see the moon? Hi. You know.
Yeah.
Or like the scavenger and fucking Snoop that comes out and smokes the whole blunt and he goes, we sell this, right? Oh shit, cuz I just quit yesterday. And he smokes the whole freaking blunt. It's just great movies, dude.
Yeah, and Harlan Williams. Great butter stuff.
Yeah. So Jim Brewer, Metallica, Don't Die Lars, Don't Die Yet. I still have to see you live. Rest in peace to all the drummers.
They're gonna be playing the Chase Center this year.
Oh, they are? Well, I know they're doing Aftershock.
Well, they're doing Chase Center in December as well.
Okay.
You should actually look into tickets for that. I did, and they're expensive.
Of course.
Chase Center is ridiculous.
It's the price or something.
It is. I haven't seen a cheapish. I mean, I haven't seen. Every time I look up, it's basically nosebleeds for Chase Center.
Yeah.
Dude, and nosebleeds for Chase Center is crazy. My buddy took a picture from the nosebleeds when he was at a Warriors game.
Yeah.
And this was last year, but his phone level, if you're shooting it straight, you'd have to be aiming down, because if you angle it straight like your face, you're above or at least eye level with the rafters and all that shit.
Really?
Yeah,
so
if you go to SAP, you know how you see or what was that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh, Sudden Death.
Yeah, you know how they're fighting up there?
Yeah.
Dude,
great fucking movie, by the way.
Yeah, awesome movie, but I feel maybe 30 feet, not up, but 30 feet over and maybe 8 feet up. They'd be fighting right there. That's so fucking high up. The cheapest I saw for fucking nosebleeds was 105. But you know what it is, dude? It's all resale.
That's what pisses me off, dude.
It's all fucking bots. It's all bots, dude.
I fucking hate it, dude. There's this Mexican group that's just reunited and they're gonna play here at the Oracle. For my Spanish speaking community people, Los Bookies, Marco Antonio Solis and the Bookies. And I was yesterday, I was like, all right, let me see how much are tickets. Nosebleeding at I forget what it's called now, but the old Oracle Arena and where the Warriors used to play. I forgot what the name is now, the official name for
Oakland Arena or something.
Yeah, something like that. The Alameda County Arena, whatever. It was $150 for nosebleeding, and I'm like, I've been to nosebleeding in that place. It's gonna be shitty. And it's just all retail, all resell, dude. And it pisses me off as a fan of music that I have to buy tickets now, within the hour of their release. If not, they're sold out, and it's by people who just want to resell.
You know what's kind of, I hate it. But what's kind of interesting is I've seen some places, if you're on a corporate event, Live Nation, you're fucked, because they have to accept StubHub. But I've seen some places that are smaller venues or some events that are smaller and not as corporate. What they're doing is they're not even acknowledging StubHub tickets. So, as an example, the Legion of Skanks podcast, they're doing an annual comedy festival. Well, they usually do it in New York, but they're doing it south this year, so it's going to be in Austin, Texas.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. It looks awesome, but it's cool too because I appreciate it. I think some people will probably be like, what the fuck? But I think it's smart. They're like, we're not accepting any StubHub tickets at the door. They said, if you buy them on StubHub, get your money back because we're not accepting StubHub tickets. And they said the reasoning for it was because we're trying to protect you guys from scalpers.
Yeah.
If you buy them straight from our website, you get it for that price. You get an actual authentic ticket. It's just so annoying, man. Even with buying sports events tickets, I mean, before COVID, we were dealing with scalpers, and I mean, dude, that there's weird conspiracies about, and it's not even conspiracy. A lot of the internet trolls and shit, they're not even real people. The fucking all these Instagram people with 0 posts, no pictures. They're not real. They're just robots.
Yeah.
Like they got warehouses with phones hooked up that just click and do shit. It's crazy.
But for what? Like, what's the benefit?
For clicking. Clicks are worth money, man. Ads. You got you do it for album sales now. I mean, Tekashi 6ix9ine, they're saying a lot of his fame rose because of that. They're saying he paid the right people to boost his numbers. I mean, dude, you buy fucking clicks all the time on Instagram. They have so many ads for promoting your business, even just through Instagram, not even third party. So I mean, that's all it is. It's just a fucking circle jerk. But
yeah.
But speaking of circle jerk, this week's theme, we're gonna have Danny introduce because he so kindly came up with this lesson plan, and brought it to our attention that we thought was pretty interesting for this theme.
Yeah. So, now last weekend, my partner and I, by the way, she hates when I call her my partner.
Well, I'm not gonna sound like a dick, but it makes you sound like a homosexual.
I know, but you know, it's the PC.
That is what a real polite gay man would say.
But you know what? I think that's why I like to say it, just to piss people off and just stir people like curveballs.
I like it.
Okay. So my partner and I, we went down. By the way, she hates when I refer to her as a partner.
Now you have to keep, don't. And
Well,
as a
of
woman,
course, now I do it.
Yeah, as a woman and a girlfriend,
don't
ever tell us what you hate because we will fucking exploit the shit out of it.
So I never introduced her to none of my friends or anybody as my girlfriend. Introduced. Oh, this is my partner. This is my partner, and she hates it. She doesn't hate it, but she's like, "You're the only person I've ever been with who calls me my partner." I'm like, well, it's a sign of respect. You know, you're my equal.
But no emotional or affectional value whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's so bland.
Yeah, but the best part is like I know she doesn't like it, so I'm gonna keep on saying it. And it also throws people off, like when I say my partner, and they're like, "Why did you say my
where
girlfriend?"
is he?
I'm like, "Where is he?
Where's the special young man?
How come you just didn't say girlfriend? Like, why do y'all honestly assume? You know, it's just like, you know, we like to
hey, they're like,
off.
Man, dodged a big one from.
Thought we lost him.
Oh yeah, thought we lost him. The other team. Ooh.
So my partner and I, we went down to LA this past weekend, and we just ate like fucking pigs, dude. Well, she didn't. I did. I should be honest. I ate like a pig that weekend. You know, I fucking had hella tacos plus a quesadilla, which I should not be eating more quesadillas after you just order like 5 tacos.
Well, that sounds good.
Like big ass like Mexican sodas, like just back to back with like the glass, and like going and like eating like churro sundaes and like just things that people my age should not be eating so frequently.
Yeah.
Well, as I dropped her off, I'm driving home. I'm like, fuck, I feel like shit. Well, fuck, I feel like shit. And then I started thinking like, you know, anytime I went to like therapy or like stress reduced things, where I was like, oh yeah, you are what you eat. So you have to put more healthier stuff in your body. So this is me while driving. And I'm like, fuck, I wonder if this is like an article, like a top 10 things to eat or recommended things to eat for mental wellness. Sure enough, there was. I ran through the list and I'm like, you know what? This sounds like a good topic to talk about foods that promotes mental wellness, because you know what? Sometimes putting in the proper food in your body helps a lot to clear your mind.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think I knew a little bit. So, especially with salmon, because it's number one. Well, we don't need to want numbers, but the first one is salmon. And I think it goes with not all fish, because some fish eat other fish, then they're going to say there's high mercury content. That's why some people make the tuna argument. We're not even going to get into that. But salmon, which first of all, to me, is a good fish for a lot of people that aren't necessarily even fish people, just because it is, in my opinion, a lot less gamey or fishy of a lot of the fishes. Maybe like a cod would obviously be less gamey. Cod's probably, it has like almost no flavor. But like the reason why salmon's good is it's like, it's known as a fatty fish, but I think that's why people like it, because it's like a steak. You can get like the
Yeah.
salmon steaks and you grill them right.
Yeah.
And the reason they're healthy is because of the omega-3 fatty acids. And, you know, those have been linked to reduction in mental disorders. That's such a vague statement, though. Like, what
Yeah.
mental disorders?
That
Like
that
psychosis?
Could be,
You
yeah.
just shove salmon in the dude's mouth and he's going to stop murdering
Bipolarness
people?
or something.
See,
I
this
don't
is
know.
so. What you're telling me is Laurie Strode should have put salmon in her brother's mouth.
Yeah.
Maybe Michael Myers wouldn't have killed all those people.
But then we wouldn't have like 20 Michael Myers. So maybe it's a good thing she didn't.
Good point. And on to the next protein on the list.
This next one is chicken, which is, I mean, this is something you always know, like the lean protein, like eat more chicken, you know, grilled, not fried, which I mean, I ignore that part. I definitely prefer my fried chicken.
Yeah.
But grilled chicken is fucking bomb, though.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
see, you know what's the worst? Oh, but if you want to boil it, but baked's kind of lame. You can dope it up, though, and it's good. But
yeah.
grilled, people make it sound lame, but not if you do it on a barbecue.
Not if you do it right.
Do it on an open flame, it's delicious.
Ooh. Yeah, delicious. Yeah. Roasted also.
Oh yeah, dude. If you can get a little spinner, get a little rotisserie.
Oh yeah.
I've never done that, but I've wanted to make a little wheel and just do it. That'd be cool.
I've never done it also,
wheel.
but I definitely eaten a whole chicken from like Costco.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah. That
No
don't
shame.
And that is not that is not a shameful act at all.
No. It's, I mean, they know what they're doing. They know.
They properly season it. By the way, I eat the skin.
Okay.
Do you eat the skin on the rotisserie chicken?
It has to be like a certain. It needs to have like a certain texture to it.
Okay, so you don't like it when it's soggy, probably.
No, I don't. But if it's like nice and crispy or like nice and burnt ends, I'll fuck with it.
I'm a pig, and
I fucks with it.
It's just got to be hot.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to say it like a whore.
Yeah.
It's gotta be hot.
Ooh, that's hot.
I didn't sound like a whore. I just sound like a psychotic, creepy person.
You sound like a grandma saying like,
yeah, like I took out my teeth.
That's hot, honey.
Who's ready for granny?
But you know, chicken, according to this article, it says it helps your body produce serotonin, which is, if I remember from science correctly, because I don't think I science well, but I believe this is like the happy product, right? And releases like the happy nerves to your body.
It is, but I also think that maybe endorphins are what you're thinking of.
I think you're right,
but
this is why
it relates to endorphins.
Mm-hmm.
It's more or less like helps manage like your moods.
Yeah. Probably help you prevent. Well, see,
I mean, at least this one,
depression.
Yeah, at least this one explains like what it helps with. So yeah, manage your mood. Okay, so probably just it's like a leveler.
Yeah.
A good way to kind of explain how is the main thing too is the tryptophan. So a lot of people remember back in the day the tryptophan in turkey was this big old thing. Oh, that's why you get so tired. No, you get so fucking tired because you ate 4 pounds of food. You freaking bovine pig. Stop blaming food for your fatness.
I've never fallen asleep freaking turkey sandwich,
dude. And I mean, it's like, dude, how much bread and mashed potatoes did we? You know what I mean? It's like that's gonna make you fucking tired for sure. So it's just like whatever. But the tryptophan, regardless, I believe it is almost in a way. And actually, it might just be the tryptophan that helps produce the serotonin because, like melatonin, I think the tonin part, it is kind of a, I don't want to say depressant, but it's definitely more of like a bring things down just a little, just a little bit.
Well,
like, you know, you're not going to be spiking. You're going to be like, all right, I had some chicken. And it's like a good example. After you eat, let's just say you had a nice healthy lunch, maybe some grilled chicken, like a side of veggies, and maybe eat rice with it. I don't know. But like after you eat that, you're not gonna feel like a bag of shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Think that's I think that's one thing also. Like sometimes when you overdo eating, you feel like shit because you just put like God knows how many pounds of fucking oil in your ass.
Yeah.
But a good little, nice little chicken breast, maybe a nice little grilled with like, maybe some things shrimp.
Some broccoli.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you say asparagus originally?
Yeah, it's asparagus.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I got onto the Brussels sprouts. If you do those with garlic or Parmesan, sometimes even.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you bake it. Oh, it's so good. Also, another trick: if you cut the Brussels sprouts in half, they cook a little faster and they're a little crispier.
Yes,
because that's the thing. Yeah. Because I don't like the soggy. Some people steam them. Ugh, gross, dude. Steamed sprouts suck.
Same thing with like asparagus. It needs to be like saute or like grilled or something.
Gotta be grilled. You wanted a little crunch.
I love the crispiness of it.
My grandma used to I think she would steam them. And she'd eat them with mayonnaise. I mean, of course, she's a white lady. Asparagus and mayonnaise is delicious.
I wouldn't try that.
It's just steamed broccoli's good. Steamed carrots.
Yeah, that's good.
Steamed cauliflower. Cool. Grilled cauliflower is still better though. But yeah, not everything is better steamed.
Yeah, I prefer grilled.
I mean, pork buns. Yeah, I like those steamed.
Yeah,
those aren't on the list. This dim sum is not on the list right now, so I need to stay on topic. I'm sorry.
Well, it's funny that you brought up like eating a nice piece of chicken with with the good like sides and stuff, because that's what the next one says. On the list, it says it recommends you eating whole grains like beans, soy, oats, and wild rice. This is all stuff that we like. Of course, the carbs help you, to give you energy and stuff like that. But when you combine whole grains with like chicken or like salmon that we are just talking about, it's just it intensifies your ability to like reduce symptoms of of like mood swings. In this case, reduces the symptoms of depression and anxiety. So I feel, again, this is according to the article, and I feel like that's right. We just said it. You feel good about just eating like a healthy meal. You're full, but you're not you don't feel like a fucking slob or a pig.
Yeah.
Because I know, maybe not in your case, but definitely I've done this before, where like I'll eat like depression eat or anxiety eat, and of course you go for whatever's quick, which is junk food.
Yeah, like freezer food.
And then of course you just feel worse about yourself. You're like, oh, of course I'm a fucking piece of shit. Look at what I just ate. So it's funny you bring that up, because that's the third one, the whole grains.
Well, so it's cool, and I'm glad I read this too, because everyone's like, not to knock any diet that anyone's on right now, specifically like the ketos and stuff, but keto follows distinct rules for that diet, which is putting your body into ketosis. Like, that's fine. I get that. That's cool. But I don't want to do that, because I also believe, like we just read and like you said, there is value and a purpose to having some carbohydrates in your life.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of diets that would say, oh, bananas are too rich in sugar, and that's why keto is kind of like that. You can't eat a lot of bananas. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Tell me I can't eat a banana, I'm going to call you a fucking communist.
When in the history of a dietary, again, I'm not dietary, if one of my listeners are, but that was great to correct us. But like, I believe growing up, everybody used to say like, oh, eat fruits and vegetables. They're good for you. So like, why would a lot of fruits and vegetables be bad for you? But on the flip side, like everything that I ever read, it's all moderation.
Exactly.
It's okay, but control yourself.
But that's what that is. It's like, I mean, sure, if you're diabetic, don't eat 3 bananas, but you're not. I mean, a lot of people aren't. And even if you are, you're educated on it and you know not to do that. But
Yeah.
it's just like, dude, stop telling me I can't eat fruit. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I can't be an asshole and eat like Alan Parrish did when he was stuck in the jungle because he fucking rolled on his sister's turn. Well, that's his fucking fault. He didn't even
Yeah.
have a sister. What am I talking about? Next thing on the list,
There you go.
avocados.
Hey, let me ask you this, Coop.
Yeah.
Before you answer that, what is your take on avocado? And no judgment. Do you like? Are you a fan of avocado, or you're like whatever?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I love avocados.
Okay.
Hated them as a kid, along with mushrooms. Did not like mushrooms. Did not like
Uh-huh.
avocados. I didn't understand things like that. I didn't like okra,
Okay.
but that's because when I tried it, it was slimy.
Yeah.
So I love avocados. I think right now, my oldest is being kind of picky, but Steph doesn't like them at all, which is a rare thing for her culture because, dude, even in the Philippines, they do
Yeah, it's a
avocado
big
milkshakes. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that shit's crazy. But anyway, yeah, I love avocados. Sometimes I'll take some tuna, and it's just probably not going to sound good to anybody, but it's like a macro thing, and I just take some tuna and some avocado and a little hot sauce because it's a lot of sodium, but I
Yeah.
can't say no to my hot sauce.
Yeah.
And hey, dude, that's good. I got protein, and then I got my. I always thought of avocados as healthy fat, along like how salmon is.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. I think it's good cholesterol. But this thing kind of taught me that I didn't know that it was full of vitamin K. I'm like, there you go.
There you go. So it's
Vitamin
good.
K. What does vitamin K do? I'd have to
I don't
Google
know.
that. But it's a vitamin. And guess
I'll
what?
take it.
It also contains folate. What is
Mhm.
that? You're going to wish you consulted a nutritionist because I also don't know either. But apparently, both of
It
those
helps.
do help protect your brain against strokes.
Done. That's done.
They
God knows
just
how
stroke
many.
out on you.
God knows how many family members I've had
Oh,
that I know who have had strokes in their life. So
yeah.
this is good. And I mean, so the
You
reason
just
I
start
asked,
interviewing people. You're like, Grandma, how many avocados have you eaten today? Sorry.
let's make a list here. But I think the only reason I ask because I know several people who are not fan of the avocado. They're not fan of the avocado raw, like avocado, like in guacamole, sure, but they're not gonna go like ape shit over like, oh my god, I need my wok and chips right now. Like they're not like all crazy about it.
Yeah.
And the flip side, like I know people who do not like the whole avocados. It has to be like chopped or something. So
That's so
I
dumb. Like, why don't you just cut it then?
I love it. I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll pay the extra $1.50 or $2 for some slices of avocados, or depending how risky I'm feeling as far as economically goes. But I'm not gonna like lose my shit, over if I prefer it, but I'm not gonna lose my shit
No,
if there's like no avocado.
me neither.
But I'm only saying this because I know one of my coworkers, he was telling me how he does not like avocado.
Mm-hmm.
He says doesn't like it. And his wife's family is like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But he said, like, dude, I'm from the East Coast. Like, we didn't grow up, like, we didn't know about avocados until like he was like older because there's no fucking avocados that grow in the fucking East Coast. And he's like, it's something that he was never like used to or having around. So he never saw what the big hype was. He came over here to California and says he's like he feels it's like a California thing, like
Yeah.
just to put avocado and everything. I'm like, yeah, perchance. I think you're right on that one.
Yeah, I think so. I also think it's like our culture
Yeah.
out here. I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, we're a rich Hispanic, rich Asian culture. And
Yeah.
let's be honest. I mean, shit. I mean, the Philippines have mangoes and avocados like everywhere.
Yeah.
I
Same
mean,
here.
Mexico, hella avocados, and
And
it's like,
mangoes. So, dude,
yeah,
my grandma's house, she has a huge mango tree in her backyard. And the mangoes are just fucking falling because there's
oh.
nobody there to fucking eat them. And I'm like, fuck, I'm over here crying.
But see, that's what bothers me, and that is the one thing I will say that sucks, and I still dislike about avocados is the bullshit fucking premium. And I say bullshit with complete confidence. There is no reason it should cost you $1.50 for that.
No, no.
The reason we've been getting more avocados is because, like you just said, economically, it's not fucking feasible.
Yeah.
So this farm we get that, by the way, I mentioned before, that delivers to us. We get our eggs and stuff from them, dude. Yeah, they do $1, and the avocados are that big, $1.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't get dollar avocados that big at a
No,
Safeway
no more.
or
No.
forget it. Even
It's-
even Chavez isn't that cheap.
No, and you see like roadside places where it's like $3-4, but they're not like huge avocados. They're like
No.
size of a fucking walnut or something.
You gotta go down to like Salinas to get some good shit.
Yeah,
Or
dude.
Hollister.
But yeah, there's absolutely no fucking reason to charge people $1.50, $2 for avocado, especially here in California where like everybody's fucking growing it. We have a pretty big surplus of it, but I guess people are just so used to paying for it now. But yeah, no fucking need for that, dude. No need.
And that's what stinks. And I think so. I think we need to not debunk this, but we need to fix this as people. Is a lot of people's excuses with dieting is biggest excuse, obviously, is biggest bullshit excuse, I should say, not best excuse. Biggest bullshit excuse is I can't afford it.
You can afford it.
And a lot of the time, I get it because they're thinking, oh, I got to buy organic. No, you don't.
No.
First of all, we don't even need to get into this discussion, but I don't even know. I want to actually do a podcast on, maybe not a whole podcast, but I want someone to run me through the difference between organic and non-organic and explain to me why it's worth the value. Because I really don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's grown on Mars as long as it's $1. Give it to me. But yeah, you know, there's no reason why this healthy food, like, it's just like, I don't want to sound like a communist. It's like, they need to make a better system for us so we can operate like functioning adults. Like, we should be smart enough to make our own choices, but at the same time, the market shouldn't be so shitty. Like, the avocado market shouldn't be like the oil industry where you just make up your barrel pricing. Like, dude, fuck off with that. You made your money. Like, it's not, I don't know.
It's supply and demand, dude.
Well, and like certain things have premiums tied into based on how they're harvested or grown, right? Like, for instance, almonds are expensive because of the amount of labor it takes to produce almonds. Like, a shit ton of water, and they're like just a tedious little thing that grows in the fucking, on the ground. So, like, I get it. But even almonds sometimes, they're like kind of coming down in price. It's like, dude, it's just, they know it's supply and demand, dude. But the next one I like more. I've grown to like it cooked. I've grown to like it just in general, but spinach.
Yeah.
Really good raw, though. I think I like it more raw than I like it cooked.
Me too. I think I prefer it raw. I like it mixed with like different veggies also. Like if it's just like, different, but with some fucking
like
olive
different
oil or garlic and shit. I like delish.
Like when you would.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, you were gonna say no. Go ahead.
But like, it's not something I go way out of my way, even though it's really good. Like I'm seeing here the values that comes with eating spinach, and and of course I'm only assuming that if you eat it raw, that's when you like really get the full benefit of all of these all of these I mean obviously not the fucking chicken and like the other stuff.
Actually, that's true. You eat chicken raw, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it's science, bro.
Make sure it's a good 130, guys.
But yeah, I'm looking. Do you mind if I read the benefits for spinach?
Why don't you go ahead and read? No, I'm not going to repeat what you just said. That's terrible. Right. Go ahead.
Well, is good. It's a great deterrent to depression. It also helps fight off insomnia, which is something I've been dealing with for the past like week, maybe 2 weeks.
That is interesting.
Yeah, and it's also heavily linked to mental impairments and can help reduce dementia in older adults. But yeah, I've been fighting a little bit. Maybe that's something we should have been talking about more, since this is a mental wellness podcast rather than Slipknot. But fuck it, we can talk whatever we want.
Well, we can talk. I mean, look, we can talk about whatever we want until people are like shareholders and have stake in our podcast.
Yeah,
they're at the mercy of what we do. So
yeah, but yeah, surprise! I've been dealing with insomnia for like the past 2 weeks.
That sucks.
And I think I'm 100% sure it is linked to me being back on campus and being back to teaching in front of students. And because I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling like my anxiety attacks, my stress attack, where I feel like puking again. I haven't puked yet, but if I allow myself to carry on those thoughts, I can definitely see myself having more stress or panic attack where I wake up and I'm like, all right, dude, it's cool. It's all going to work out. It's going to work out. At the end of the day, if I don't turn in something on time or something, fuck them. I mean, don't fuck them, but like,
Yeah, but that's the right attitude because
yeah,
you can't sweat everything.
no.
It piles
And
up and just
I can either like have me dwell with it, but like rather than like one thing I have noticed about myself, and this is one thing I'm seeing improvement in myself, is that before when I felt overwhelmed, I was just said, fuck this, I'm not doing this and just not do it, period. Where now I'm like, all right, well, it's not gonna be done on time, but I'm just gonna be chipping away little by little, and I'm just gonna try and turn in whatever I have.
yeah.
Um, you know, so that's I think that's 100% what's been creating like stress, not being able to finish things on time, or the fear of not being able to turn in stuff on time. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, dude. It just I think maybe I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because like you said it's the beginning of your school year.
Yeah.
You didn't really have a real one last year.
No. And yet, even though
So
we
it's
didn't have a
almost
real
like you were
school year,
off more than maybe than you think you were.
even if we didn't have a new school year, like it was still very like it was a very stressful school year,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't a traditional school year at all. And like I was talking to one of my colleagues today, and he goes, "Dude, like one thing you need to remember is that you're creating all this content from scratch. You're creating all this, so you're the only one who's putting high expectations on yourself. Like if it at the end of the day, it's not like you're finding stuff already pre-made and you're like, oh, this is what I'm going to talk about. No, it's like you're building shit from scratch, so
Mhm.
it can be whatever you want it to be. And I'm like, yeah, I think that's what gives me more of kind of like a relaxed set. The only person spending expectations is myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but you need to find something. Did you have as much insomnia when you were busy with the band?
No,
Maybe you need to start jamming again.
no. Well, I haven't really jammed with the guys in a bit, because they're all teachers also. 3/4 of the band are teachers, so we're all like dealing with that. But insomnia, and it's not like my insomnia, because there's many different forms of insomnia. With mine, it's like I'll go to sleep. Let's say I go to sleep like at 11. I wake up at 12:30, thinking it's already like 5 o'clock, and then I wake up like every 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just constantly waking up middle of the night, and I'm up for like 5 minutes. I go take a piss, drink water, go try to go back to sleep. And then once like it's finally time for me to wake up and being a productive adult of society, I feel like shit. I feel like I didn't get a single, I didn't get enough sleep or something because I kept on waking up all night. So
Yeah. What about
yeah.
working out? Do you like working out at night? Does it make you tired or does it wake you up?
I hate working out, dude.
All right, well
If
that's
if
not
I
an
was up to
option.
me, I'll work out either in the morning or like right after I get off work, like in the afternoon. But lately, I've been like getting off work with like today. I left school at 5:30, and I was there since 7:30. So I don't do math good, but that's like a good 10 hours today. I was just on campus all day today, so and
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't complain. I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm doing 10 hours, but like 10 hours just at school with meeting, and then like I still put in another 2 hours of work, here at my house.
Yeah.
So it sucks. It's a career that I wouldn't change, but it's just like, yeah, it burns you out, man. Definitely burns you out.
Well, speaking of burning out, that was gonna be my other thing is take something or smoke something or do something before you go to bed. Not in the
Mm-hmm.
daytime, because what that'll do is even if you're a lightweight, you'll sleep good. And worst case scenario, dude, I mean, worst case, you're sleeping through it, so you're not gonna wake up like
Yeah.
stoned. Have a little coffee or do whatever you've been doing, but like, and you can do a respectable amount that's not gonna like make you hungover. You
Yeah.
could take like 10 or 15, just 10 milligrams of THC. And the reason I say this is because everyone goes CBD, CBD. Well, here's a theory, dude. CBD is one active chemical of cannabis, okay? So you're not getting full benefits of anything when you take out one piece of something. And the only way for CBD to be truly effective is if it's going with and supporting THC. So to get the full benefits of this medicine, you have to take the THC. Like, I know people are like, I don't want to trip. Look, you're not going to fucking trip. It's not peyote. It's not acid.
Yeah.
You also
It's not
don't need to
fucking
take
shrooms.
too much. Exactly. You don't need to take too
Yeah.
much. Like, but it helps. Like, I haven't had I can't tell you how much I used to take Zantac and have heartburn, and I had to watch my sodium intake, which you should do anyway, but like it was bad. I would have like acid reflux all the freaking time. And ever since I've been smoking weed for 6 years, no issue at all. And plus, I found out Zantac, they don't even sell this shit anymore. Apparently, it's really bad for your kidneys.
There you go. Aren't you glad you switched it up a little bit?
Aren't I glad that I didn't take that other FDA-approved substance? All right, moving right along.
All right, moving on. We got number 6. We got yogurt, and even though yogurt is good source of probiotics, so it makes you feel regular, or go regular, if you will.
Which is another word for pooping a lot.
Yes. It also it helps reduce stress and anxiety. My problem here is, and also for those people who cannot go crazy with bananas, is a good source of potassium and magnesium, which helps oxygen reach the brain and further improving the ability to function. Also, FYI, those ingredients are also help to cure your hangover. So definitely have a banana or two when you're hungover.
That is the weirdest. I've never heard. Hey, dude, you fucked up. Go eat some yogurt.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. When I drink, not necessarily when I get drunk or anything, but when I drink, I get cramps. Like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll get a cramp, like on my calf or something. Yeah, so you have to. That has to help you. But I don't like yogurt because I'm not really into milk products that much.
I love milk products, but they don't love me.
Exactly.
And I also love yogurt. So what I do is I like to throw a little crunchy granola in there too.
Ooh. Yeah. Add some texture.
It's nice though. It really is nice.
Yeah.
And we've been doing like these shakes. I shouldn't say shakes. I should say more like smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
Which, look, I did not like kale, but once I learned how to cook with it and to eat it, I'm like, I like it because it's not meant to be your main. It's a side piece. It's not your main piece. So if you got kale and that's it, just go in the yard and eat dirt.
It's not good.
You're not gonna enjoy yourself. But like if it's a supplement, like if you're putting a lot of fruit, like kale's like rich in like iron, right? It's kind of like spinach. I'm just literally shooting shit out of my ass. I have a computer in front of me. Why use it? But it's good to add greens and fiber to maybe like also dilute a little bit of that sugar, right? So if you got strawberries, bananas, and peaches, you're like, all right, like that's a lot of sweet.
You need to balance it with some earthy tart. Well, I wouldn't say tart, but like
kind of
more.
Bitter-ish,
Yeah, you have to balance it because sometimes, if it's too sweet, it doesn't really help out. It has to be a little bit more grounded.
Yeah, But you throw that in a shake. And by the way, you don't even taste it.
No.
Another thing that people do is chia seeds.
Yeah. That seems to be hot right now, too.
It is hot. And I'm like, why am I going to just eat seeds?
That's so hot.
I love I planted a seed.
There you go.
People are like, what the fuck episode? Is this dieting or is this just a mental breakdown?
A little bit of both.
It's a little bit of both. And every
Welcome
week,
to our world.
we don't know which one we're going to give you more of.
Exactly.
Speaking of crazy, nuts.
Hey.
Now, the thing that I admire about this section is I've already made my bitchy comments about how everything helps with depression. And for the most part, they explain a little bit, but they've all just said this all helps with depression. So what I'm taking from this is when you tell yourself you're doing a good job, you're going to feel like you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
So a lot of this also is I'm dieting, I'm healthy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I don't really truly necessarily believe that doesn't. Okay. I believe that yogurt can help you be a happy person. I'm not saying yogurt will help you be a happy person. And I think that's the way you need to interpret this article. Not you, but people in general.
I mean, duh. You're not gonna be like, oh, I feel sad. I'm gonna eat some fucking yogurt, and I'm gonna be happy automatically.
But
of course not.
That is the way they word the article.
That's true.
It says these are the foods that'll make you feel better. Well, that's not true. Actually, they didn't word it that way. It says 10 foods that boost mental health. There's nothing wrong with that statement. See, sometimes I just need to stop being a little hag and just read down the line. Okay.
It says, okay, I have the article says, by integrating many of the foods on this list into your diet, not only will you see positive results in your waistline, but you'll also improve brain function and potentially help fight diseases as well.
When you said impotentially, I was hoping you were going to say brain function, and then you're listing impotence. Like, I thought, like, this is cool. This is all natural, right?
Oh, let me go ahead and bookmark this really quickly.
Speaking of Viagra, back on the subject, nuts. We're still on it.
Hey,
I just like how it's a great source of omega-3. First of all, nuts are very interesting because not all nuts are the same. There are legumes, and then there's other bagoons. And I know
not all nuts are created equal.
Not all nuts are created equal, and not all nuts should be treated equal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big pecan guy.
People go crazy for like pecan pie and shit.
Who, pilgrims?
Yeah, I guess so. But like pecan on ice cream, all right.
Yeah,
like I'm not.
But I'll still go pistachio over pecan.
Yeah, I was funny. I was just gonna say pistachio too. You must have been okay. I saw this meme and I felt so attacked. But it said, "How come Mexican dads like ice cream, and how come pistachio is their favorite flavor?" And I'm like, "Fuck!" I feel so attacked right now.
The green one.
Yeah,
that's good.
The Rite Aid brand. Whew.
Yeah.
Whew. And it's funny because like my dad goes ape shit on pistachio like ice cream, and now me in my older age, I'm like, this is fucking delicious. It's
one of the best ice creams.
Coop, we said this many times in this episode or in this podcast. You're pretty much born Mexican, or you were raised Mexican, so it's only fitting that you like pistachio ice cream.
I'm the kind of guy that would help build the wall and help hold it up at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% back up pistachio ice cream. It's the shit.
Exactly. But like I just said, all nuts should not be treated equal. Pistachio is definitely deserved its spot on the privileged sector of the nut community.
First tier, bro.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now. Yeah.
Hey, you go to the flea market or the swap meet, depending where you're listening to this. What's the first thing you go for? You go get yourself a fucking bag of pistachios.
I'm going to say it. I think okay, look, white. So if we're going to go like race here, I'm going to say white people are almonds / peanuts, maybe almonds, because they're a little more pristine or privileged, you should say, than the peanut.
They're more unique,
a little more expensive.
They're more exclusive.
Yeah. Costs a lot of money, so we charge more. And then there's the peanut that I would say wouldn't be white. It would probably be something more like working class that
Yeah,
that is more
yeah.
affordable, that doesn't live in like the highest states. They live a little more downtown, and yeah.
You can get yourself a freaking pound for like 50 cents, and like you pack your own peanuts, where like Almond, like they sell it like in prepackaged bags already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so but I definitely think like if we're talking about privileged nuts, cashews, pistachios,
Mm.
I guess almonds, they're becoming so popular to the point where they're almost losing their exclusiveness.
I think you want to throw in a pecan in there too.
Throw
Because
them in there
once
because they're the bitchy girlfriend. They're like the bitchy friend.
they're there
She's
by
part
the
of the
fault,
group.
I think. I think
She's
they're there by the fault.
part of the group. You've had your moments, but at the end of the day, someone's got to drive you home.
Yeah.
So let it be pecans. But back to almonds, they contain phenylalanine. Yeah, I didn't stutter. That's just how you say it. No, it's
Phenylalanine. Yeah.
phenylalanine. Okay, I pretty much didn't butcher that. That's fucked. They contain that, which
Yeah.
helps produce dopamine, which is a lot easier to say,
Yeah.
and combats Parkinson's.
There you go.
See, now, combats. Interesting claim.
Like I
Because
imagine
prevent is interesting because you're like, okay, this just means it's like, hey, this will help keep you on track to not develop things. But to say it fights against a disease,
I like
that's
to imagine
interesting.
them. I like to imagine these nuts wearing like bandanas and with like
These
pocket knives, and they're kind of walking towards the disease, like a la West Side Story, like pandas,
like dancing,
yeah, like dancing, and
fucking
shit.
Broadway. They're like ta 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 ta, instead of just fucking going in there and shanking
Yeah.
the fucking.
Yeah, they're definitely more West Side Story than like The Outsiders.
You're like, God damn, my Broadway immune. Fucking what is it?
Why? What pisses me off is why the fuck do I know what the fuck West Side Story is about?
Like I should not have agreed to do Broadway immunotherapy.
God damn it!
Oh, son of a bitch! I knew it was a scam.
Now look at me, I'm losing my coolness levels over here.
What was the name of the gangs?
I can't remember, the Vipers or the Cobras and
Yeah, I
the
forgot
Panthers and shit. Some fucking corny ass shit.
Some nutty ass shit.
Yeah.
Moving right along, little doggies.
Olive oil.
You mean from Popeye?
Sure. By the way, I never liked the cartoon was fine. I never could get into the movie with Robin Williams.
I love Robin Williams. I have never seen that movie.
Yeah, I seen parts and pieces. Not so good.
It freaks me out too. It gives me a weird. It gives me a creepy vibe.
It had to be said. It had to be said.
And it's not Robin Williams' fault. The whole movie's weird.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't like it.
I'm not even sure, but I'm 100% sure it's like no, it's not a Tim Burton movie, but it gives like a Tim Burton, because I think Tim Burton's directorial debut was with Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, that makes sense because I think Danny Elfman also did the music for that movie.
Yeah. Whatever. I love Pee-wee.
There's so many good parts of that movie.
100%. Let me see who did the Popeye movie. Not Popeye's chicken. I'm a fat ass. Yes,
You know what's funny is I'd rather I mean like I feel like we're not wrong on this, but I also think it's funny that we've also seen his creepy movies that still creep us out less than this. Like 1 Hour Photo, weird ass movie.
Oh, fucking magnificent ass movie though.
But I'd still rather watch that than Popeye.
Oh, 100%.
And it's not even that Popeye sucks. It's just like
it doesn't attract me.
You know what? Maybe you know what it is too. Okay, like the only other movie she's been in that I've liked is The Shining. Shelley Duvall just scares the shit out of me. She's hard to look at. It sounds fucked up, but dude, she's just. I can't believe she was in film. I mean, she's a good actress. That's why she's in film. But that's why I laugh sometimes. I'm like, okay, look, 99% of Hollywood is pretty superficial, but we
Yeah.
got to admit there's some exceptions. I mean, Shelley Duvall, outstanding actress, not outstanding to look at.
I'll allow
I'd
that.
say she's better on radio. You know,
Yeah.
she could have done the Shining radio show.
Ooh, that would have been dope. Hey, by the way, since we're talking about The Shining,
Yeah.
and this is a very like shameless plug for my homies, but quick shout out to the homies over in the Foot Cult for just releasing their Halloween, quote unquote Halloween jersey this year. It has a shining theme to it.
Ooh.
So instead of saying like red rum backwards, it says Foot Cult, but it's like backwards, and then it has like the carpet style to it. It's really
no
cool, dude.
way. I love that
Yeah.
carpet style. Dude, I got to
Yeah.
check that out because I'm going to make it really awkward right now. I'm wearing my Foot Cult shorts, dude.
Really? Hey, you got the America one. Hey.
I know. And
Shut the
Steph was
sag
like,
over here.
I got him. She's like, oh, those are really short. Got him winded. And I said, yep. And I'm going to wear them. And I'm going to wear them proud. Because, no, dude, I think they look cool. And they are short. But for style, they're not short. For my age and my shape, they are very short. Yeah. I should probably work out and do some squats. Because right now I'm pouring out of these and not in a good way, Danny. Okay.
That's it had to be said.
Had to be said, and these thunder thighs need to be put to work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm happy. I bought these because I wanted to get some stuff from them and check out their brand. I liked the material on their shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I might go a size bigger next time.
Yeah, that's always a good idea with any like athletic clothes.
It's so weird though, because some stuff is like fits big, most shit fits normal, but I've had a couple that I'm like, I was a large and I felt like I ordered a 2X.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And then I've bought a large and it's fit like a medium.
Yeah, so, and you're like, oh.
Never really know.
But yeah, dude, you should check it out. I think you might dig it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out because I did just buy a couple new shirts. This is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is my Midnight Spook Show shirt.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it too because it has the. Oh yeah, over here it's got
the long sleeves America.
Amico 666 on it. So I'm represent Hail Satan, representing the Prince of Darkness himself,
Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, or like the real guy.
No, the real one. I've actually changed my whole religion now. I dance naked. There's no rain, so I'm just dancing in the dirt wind out here. And I recommend doing your shower after the dance just because of all the debris and sweat. But
it just makes more sense.
I'm not really into this. I'm not really into the ritualistic sacrifices, but I think, hey, never say never, and anything can grow on you after time.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, don't knock it till you try. That's a good one with sacrifice.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it this week? Don't knock it till you try it.
Don't knock it till you try it.
They'll never be able to knock it. Oh, it's so good. I love it.
How did we get here? Oh, yeah, olive oil. There you go.
Well, we got here, yeah, because of olive oil. Whoa, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
That was my Google password required for no reason. Sorry about that, guys. You're all part of this.
There you go.
Sorry for the interruption.
But yeah, olive oil. I mean, every time you see any sort of like cooking food, because if you're like me, obviously you love food, but you also see a lot of like, what's it called? Food Network. Mm-hmm. So olive oil always comes up, like it's recommended to like whenever you're gonna cook healthy or whatever. And one thing here is that it improves learning. Well, it can is linked up to helping you remove the effects. It helps you fight Alzheimer's. There you go. It also helps you improve learning and memory. Of course, this all moderation doesn't mean fucking go down a whole fucking take olive oil fucking shots, at the bar. So
And
take it
yeah.
and all in like moderation. But also says be careful before you buy, because a lot of companies, to save a buck or two, they like to cut their olive oil with like vegetable oils or different type of oils. So take a look it up to see that you're getting the 100% olive oil, natural olive oil, if you will.
And you'll know because olive oil, unlike vegetable oil, burns off a lot at a lot lower of a temperature.
Yeah.
If you'll notice, if you ever put like olive oil in the oven, if you like bake, put it on a pan. I mean, it's fine. It'll smoke a little.
Yeah.
Even if anyway, that's why you fry stuff with vegetable oil. Is a higher boiling point. So it's and it's silly because oils don't even look the same, smell the same, or cook the same. So that's crazy that they cut it. I'm not surprised, but
I'm not surprised either. But yeah, I mean, if you ever cook with olive oil, is a much thicker and it pours out much slower. Where like corn oil or vegetable oil or something, it is a much lighter yellowish piss yellow kind of look to it, and it pours out more like a liquid than like a more solid.
Yeah, it's like more like a lube.
Yeah,
than a shampoo. And olive oil is like shampoo. Or like nice like herbal essences.
Nice little lotion. Nice little body lotion.
Oh. You know what? I love tomatoes. Do you love tomatoes, Danny?
I do love tomatoes, dude. I'm not even gonna front. Tomatoes are pretty bomb. And there's a lot of people who are like, tomatoes. But I'm like, dude, tomatoes are pretty bomb.
Yeah, my mom was not a tomato fan. There's people out there. I think it's absurd. We realize. But a lot of people that say they don't like tomatoes will admit they like stuff with tomatoes in them. They just don't necessarily like tomatoes on their own.
By itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as a garnish in a burger. To me, a tomato is a necessity in a sandwich or a burger or a salad.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Obviously, you need it in pasta if it's a red sauce.
Yeah.
Fun little side thing. When cooking to make your own sauce, it's good to cut them in half, put them face down on the pan, put them in the oven, and then after you roast them for a little bit, then you put them in the pot, simmer them, mix them. Or no, you puree it, and then you mix them up. And that way, it's because, like, I don't know, I've done this. Like, have you ever made, like, salsa from scratch?
Yeah.
And have you ever made it raw and then made it when you've cooked the tomatoes?
Yeah.
The cooked tomato one always tastes better
than the raw one.
You just got to let it cool down, but like, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I get it, especially for like a sauce, like not necessarily a salsa. That was probably a bad example, but like a sauce, everything needs to be cooked for all the flavors to meld together.
I've been fucking with the salsa. My mom, I learned the recipe from my mom, but you grill the fucking tomatoes, you grill the jalapenos or something. And then all she does is like she puts in the blender, adds like a clove or two of garlic, just fucking blends it in. And if it's like too thick, then she'll just add a little bit of water, but not too much because you don't want to like water down the jalapenos or whatever. But like, grilled.
Oh, dude, that changes the game.
Hell yeah.
That's what I mean. Like you got to put prep and there's, like actual process involved. It's not like you can just put and it's going to taste better than like your can of Prego or Ragu or something.
You have to cook with love, bro. Yeah. That's what I learned.
And clean hands.
Yes. And the hairnet.
And definitely in my case, a hairnet on the beard.
Yes.
Because no one wants a pubie, especially when it ain't a pubie. And speaking of what's next?
The last one.
Last but not least.
Well, good things about tomatoes real quickly. Don't want to disrespect it like
the
that.
Actual.
But it provides it's a health boost. It provides is in the fight against brain disease. Also shown to delay the onset and progression of Alzheimer's, and it fights off cell damage. In addition, has been shown to help with memory, attention, logic, and concentration. So there you go. Eat your tomatoes.
Yep.
Last, you can go ahead and thank mi gente, my people from, south of Mexico, Central America. But dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, which is something I always knew. I knew dark chocolate was the healthier chocolate compared to like milk chocolate, and apparently white chocolate is not even like real chocolate.
Well, you know what? It's still delicious.
100% yes. And the good thing here, what I'm seeing over here, is that dark chocolate, the darker is better. And the darker the chocolate, the more bitter the chocolate is, if you will. So they're recommending like 85% and higher,
which is fucking bitter. Yeah.
Yes, but I think 85% is a good number. That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
But the more is more beneficial. Saying is, it has dark chocolate contains high levels of flavonoids. Is that a thing?
I think I think that's right. Flavonoids,
and which is a type of antioxidant. So get yourself a cleanse, if you will. Has been shown to boost attention and memory, enhances the mood, and help fight cognitive decline in older adults. Just remember, chocolate should still be consumed in moderation. I think that's just the thing in general. Consume in moderation.
I just like how they had to put that in there. Like, none of the other ones say that.
Yeah.
But they're literally like, but seriously, chocolate should still be consumed in moderation.
Yeah. Don't go fucking ape shit and get yourself like fucking
drown in tomatoes for all that we care. But you fucking watch how much dark chocolate you eat, sir.
Yeah.
All right?
Eat your tomato, eat your fucking avocado.
They didn't say shit about any of the other ones. You could jump in a rice bath, dude. Drown like quicksand. And they're like, just do it. Whole grains all the way.
Remember DuckTales? Oh, was it DuckTales?
Yeah, it was DuckTales. When he jumps in the goal, yeah.
Yeah.
The Family Guy made fun of it.
Yeah.
That's true, though. I'm like, man, you know how when you're a kid, you're like, all that cartoon stuff's so awesome. I want to just jump in a pile of money. Yeah, now when you get older, you're like, I don't even want to count cash.
No, don't. Can you just?
Dude,
I don't even want to go to the ATM to deposit money. That's how much of an adult I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it sucks, dude, because I mean, we're going in the road of a cashless society. So what is, since we're done with the list, now it's just back to wrapping it up / ending the night. There's always going to be dirty money. So what's the future of dirty money if it's all electronic?
I guess.
Like, how are you going to get an old Bitcoin? How are you going to get an old gross strippery Bitcoin, you know?
Well, I know they're saying that, like, money, like having cash money or whatever, having a tangible form of money, it was always more reliable than like the digital form. But like,
it's funny they say that because it's been pretty fucking shitty and hard to manage and not reliable at all.
No, but like,
like what?
But look, this is the society we live in. I don't trust a person that goes and pays and has like over $1,000 in cash in their wallet. Like, bro, how come you don't have a bank? Can you be an adult and just put your money in the bank?
I mean, I get that, but fuck banks, right? Because at the end of the day, we have banks because we need them, because they hold our money, but at the same time, they fucking use our money and take our money. So I completely, as a business person and as someone who does not like to be fucked left and right, I understand why you pay cash. I understand why you don't want to deal with that. But the thing that sucks is people can rob you. You drop your
wallet and guess what's gonna happen?
FDIC. We're not FDIC backed. My mattress doesn't back that up. So I get what you're saying, and it's true. I mean, I got a bank, but if I had a safe way to not, I would totally do it. Fuck the banks.
I feel like it also depends, like, the generation gap, because I know like the older generations like, oh, don't trust the bank, especially experience who went through like the Great Depression and whatnot. But I don't know. In a way, is it more impressive to see a person full of money? I guess, like,
but at the same time, the people you're talking about aren't Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they're not like swimming in money. They're doing it because they don't want more money taken away from them.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I mean, it does have a criminal look to it, but that's just because of the stupid ass
Stigma.
conditioning we deal with here in the world.
Yeah.
We let people tell us what's right and what's wrong, but we need to determine that on our own. It's
Cool.
not wrong for someone to have money at their house, but we let us think it's weird and suspicious just because that's what they tell us it's wrong. It's not wrong.
Not weird.
You know?
It's not weird if you put in a cookie jar and that cookie jar says, for tattoos or for dream vacation or something.
No, it's not weird. It's just extremely dumb.
Yeah.
Because I also would not put all my money in like something where everyone could see it either. I wouldn't recommend that.
But my thing is, going back to Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
How dirty does that motherfucker must get out of that freaking vault of money? Because we all work retail, like counting dimes and quarters, like how dirty your hands and the smell of it, that lint smell kind of thing. Oh.
Well, the only argument I could find would be that because it's gold and not like our common shitty coins we have.
Yeah.
Those are like straight up like gold treasure coins. So
yeah.
Most people probably weren't spending them or moving them or using them too much. They were probably like hoarding them and keeping them somewhere. But if it was like a room full of nickels and pennies, you might as well just lick an asshole at that point. And not someone you know. Because you don't know those coins.
You don't know what they've been through.
And
you know the history.
There's a history. There's a whole 23andMe of how much... There's a whole lot of 23andMe that got shot on or around those coins. And
yeah.
Listen, it's a whole Maury episode. There's a whole lot of fathers that aren't around. But at the end of the day, we're here.
And we care.
And we come back. Unlike some of those that we don't need to name.
They know who they are.
Yeah, they went out for cigarettes, milk, whatever you want to call it. Dad.
You know what's funny, dude?
Yeah.
A lot of people, this is the one thing, last thing before we go, but like, that's my biggest thing why I hate Mr. Bill Gates. No, I'm sorry, not Bill Gates. Who's an asshole anyways, but
I was on board.
Okay. But the dude from Apple who passed away.
Oh, Steve Jobs. I'm on board with that too.
Yeah.
Let's
hear that guy, dude.
Yeah.
Having like you already were like a millionaire, billionaire. You had a child and then or a daughter and you refused to acknowledge it, so you wouldn't pay child support or anything. You're a fucking scum.
Oh, he didn't pay child support?
Like he didn't try to like recognize it as his child, to avoid paying or like whatever, to avoid like paying taxes or paying whatever for child support. The dude was already loaded. And it wasn't until like later in his life that he's like, oh yeah, that's my child. But you're a fucking douche.
I don't know. Maybe I like him more now.
I don't know, man. He sounds like a pretty good guy now.
No, it's a shitty thing to do. But the one thing you could say is it definitely wasn't a PR move. So,
yeah.
But yeah, also, even if it was a PR move, why go that route? It doesn't look good. You know, deep down inside, it's a shitty way to approach it, even if they're not being genuine and they're lying and just trying to scam you.
Yeah.
You would think, like, but maybe it's because we're taking a step and thinking, right? But it's like, I guess in the heat of the moment, I'd be like, fuck that. But it's like, but now it's like, okay, but like you even said, dude, pay the money, move on, or like be a good dad.
Yeah, be a dad.
It's
like
strange that he was
like sure, you might not, is it the child's fault that you weren't being responsible?
Well, that's the main thing you got to ask yourself, because it's like, that should be the main feeling. It's like, okay, look, I'm not happy with the situation, but look, this kid doesn't have any responsibility and is going to be dealing with the brunt of most of this shittiness.
Yeah.
As much as it annoys me, it's like this kid, that's his life or her life,
Yeah.
So that you got to have definitely a level of sympathy.
Yeah.
And then, and especially as a parent, I don't know, dude. But you know what? He was a tech guy. He was a businessman. And if you compare him to all the other fucking tech business people in some corners of the world should be tried for crimes against humanity. Hey, yeah, I don't know. I feel like he fits in pretty well with those people, but
He fits the profile.
at least from what I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't think he was on the Epstein flight logs.
Mm.
I gotta look into that more, but I don't
They
think
weren't
so.
released.
Huh?
They weren't. His name didn't come up, or that paper hasn't been released.
I don't know if he was involved with any of it. He might have died before anything started, but I feel like they would have thrown his name under the bus already.
Yeah.
Bill Gates has already been thrown under the bus multiple times about that.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you don't like Microsoft, you're not alone. But
now you know why.
Well, stop fucking putting batteries in controllers. Child trafficking is one thing. I did not pay $300 for a system to put double A's in the goddamn controller, okay?
Yeah, and then
Stop.
you have to pay fucking $40 for like recharging to buy like the recharger ones.
Bill, if you're taking spinal fluid out of babies from Planned Parenthoods, how do you not have money to put batteries in my controller?
The first year should be on you automatically. The first year should be on you, Bill.
I mean, dude, the amount of money that guy has, why
Yeah.
not just put a lithium battery in your fucking controllers, dude?
And just charge them like everybody
Well,
else
hey.
does.
I mean, not to be topical, but isn't Afghanistan the lithium capital of the world?
Well, I also heard. I don't know. That's something you should ask your buddy.
Yeah, real close friend, I'm sure. Who is
your acquaintance. Oh, fuck.
Come on. It's losing momentum.
The Tesla dude, man.
Oh, Elon.
Elon Musk. There you go.
No, okay, so remember I said I like him? I still kind of do, but I definitely will acknowledge he's one of those rich dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also don't know whether or not he's evil. He might be still.
He might be light evil.
I think so. I think he's likable evil, and I think he does it on purpose. And likable is a rough term because a lot of people probably don't consider him likable. I consider him oddly likable, like in a weird way. But I also think I'm more like excited about what he brings to the table. But at the same time, dude, I don't know, dude. The guy from Skynet wanted to like cure cancer, and he created like a fucking army of cyborgs that tried to exterminate the human race. So
the T-100 and shit.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, it has to start with a good plan.
And it might as well be in your living room with a new Tesla robot.
For like $250,000.
How many movies have we seen, cartoons and movies in general, that show us never trust machines, and it's just they're going to be the end of us?
Yeah, but how many movies have you seen where it tells you to trust the machine? Robin Williams did this.
Oh, Bicentennial Man?
Yeah. He goes back to Robin Williams.
That is a great point. That's such a strong point, to the point where I think that's the final thought. And if you haven't seen Bicentennial Man, get off your ass, do a push-up, and go pay $3.99 on Amazon, because I highly doubt it's free anywhere.
No, or on YouTube.
It should be free.
That should be a requirement for everybody in society.
I saw that movie in theaters. That's how gangster I am.
There you go. Oh, Robin Williams.
R.I.P. Robin Williams.
Fuck, I miss that dude.
Me too, man.
Never met the man, but I heard he was a sweetheart. But yeah, I guess that's about it. It was about that time.
I think it's about that time. And we're gonna put this one out tomorrow, so I'll edit this down a little bit, and then we'll be out for your listening needs by Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Wow. What a quick turnaround. We must really love our listeners. I didn't want to say fans. It's a little bitchy. No, I don't know.
Fans is a little bit too like the listeners.
Yeah, listeners is better. Because we don't even necessarily if they like us. They're just like, all right, we'll listen to these people.
They just listen. They just tolerate
for an hour and 50 minutes. But we do it because we care and because we have free time.
That too.
Barely, but we try. All right, guys, try and eat healthy. Let's just go over the list real quick. We're going to go backwards. Ending, we got dark chocolate, use in moderation. Tomatoes, always delicious, cooked or raw. Olive oil. Use it. Don't abuse it.
Yes.
Nuts. Everyone loves nuts, unless you're allergic to them.
Pistachios is prestige nuts, though.
Yeah, we've gone over this.
Yes.
Pistachios are the prestige nut, and the pecan is the low-key nut that is in the royal family, but is somewhat of a deviant.
But by default, though.
Yeah.
By default.
Kind of a trickster nut, if you will.
Yeah. It's a jester nut.
Good old Yogi yogurt. You could do your Greek. You could do the other brands, because that's all I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, you got Greek. You got like Indian style.
Yeah.
And then you got like, now I'm just forgetting. All right, just good old yogurt. Why? Because it's alive and it's giving you, what is it called? Antibodies. And
it helps you stay regular.
Helps you poop a lot.
Yeah.
Spinach, Popeye ate it, say no more.
Yep.
Avocados, do it or don't. Thing. But it's a California thing.
For sure.
Whole grains. If you can just eat a loaf of bread by itself, I recommend it.
Wheat bread though, make it wheat.
Yeah, no, you got to get the whole grain. Get the Dave's. Yeah. I like the Dave's Killer Bread. They do this really good seedy one.
Okay, because they just put an advertisement down the 101. That's so California. The 101 right before you hit like the 280 680 intersection.
Yeah.
And they have them because the Dave brand is like a big dude like playing guitar or something.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, they have him like if he's hooked up to an actual amp or something, and like on the advertisement, on the billboard. I'll try to snap a picture of it next time I drive down.
That's awesome because I like their stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty good stuff.
And chicken, and then we got last but not least salmon, guys. So
yeah,
you lean proteins, you got chicken and salmon. Try and do the whole grains. You get some rice. You got your healthy fats with your nuts and your avocados.
Yeah. Your veggies with your
veggies with like your spinach, tomatoes are fruits, but whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, your salad accoutrements, and then for your dessert, or if you make a little mole, do a little dark chocolate.
Yeah, all in moderation, by the way. 85% or higher.
85% of your diet is what they meant. It's cacao, or however you say it. I think that's correct.
I think you're right.
And you know what else is correct? This is the end. Farewell, my friend. This is the end.
Thank you, sir.
If I quote any more Doors songs, they're coming after me. All right, guys. We'll see you later, and thanks for chiming and tuning in. You didn't chime, we chimed, but thanks for tuning in.
Recording stopped.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you so much, as usual, Sheila.